everybody. Welcome to the 71st Eden Fractal meeting. Peace and love out there to everybody. We're having a great time. I'm here with Lisa and Rosemary and Eric and Starry Night Jem and Jorge and Tadas and Perry, who recently got a peace sign from Starry Night. Great to see you and great to hear from you both. Starry Night Jem and Darica are new. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, but welcome, Darica, some Alien Worlds community members. And so looking forward to talking more about all sorts of great collaborations and also Space Rain Coachella, of course. Congratulations to Perry and being elected as a Chief Delegate in the recent Upscale, or formerly Eden on EOS election. Great stuff. We got some confetti from Lisa. We were hearing about that. We are like 15 minutes past the hour, so if anyone wants to jump in and say hello or share some thoughts, feel free. But otherwise, I can just jump into the presentation and then we can jump into the breakout room. So we can do some pretty quick breakout rooms. We also got confetti from Rosemary. So thanks everybody so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great time. Woohoo! All right. I suppose I'll share the screen now to share a little presentation about what we've been up to over the past weeks, what we're doing here at Eden Fractal, and what the topics are on the agenda. I'll go pretty quick, respect everybody's time. So welcome. Everybody can learn at edenfractal.com and also the Telegram group at t.me/edenfractal. You can learn, we should update the website pretty soon because it haven't updated in a while, but you can learn about the various games and tools and videos and shows that we make here. And everybody can join our Eden Fractal meetings every week at 15:30 UTC. Rosemary puts out these very nice messages along with the recent videos and Zoom links and RSVP pages, and then the link to the show notes page as well that you can find in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat and many others around too. And then you can also find the Luma link at lu.ma/edenfractal, where you can register for email reminders each week so you can join each week. You're welcome. We got some nice messages chat, people saying pleasure to meet you. Thank you everybody very much. So I encourage everybody to invite your friends. We're doing wonderful things at Eden Fractal. I'd love to share it and help the community grow and help everybody. So feel free to invite your friends and share with people. And also feel free to check out our videos page, edenfractal.com/videos, where you can see show notes for all the recent meetings, such as this one, our 68th meeting, where we talked about planting Optimism Fractal and the best growth opportunities for communities, creating public goods, and all sorts of other stuff. We've been talking a lot about the optimistic vision, open path, and updating the permissions, and crafting keys, all sorts of really cool stuff that we've been doing. And there's show notes for each of these two that we're putting out. If you don't have time to watch the full video, you can do that. There's timestamps, and you can also check out stories for each episode and stuff like that. So really cool stuff that we're doing here at Eden Fractal. And also, of course, you can check out Eden Creators on YouTube for the videos there, as well as a bunch of great playlists with other shows. What we're going to do is first we're going to go play the respect game, as we always do here, where we rank each other's contributions to help each other. And then we're going to play agendas after that, where anybody can post topics on Consortium to help create the agenda, to help create the community agenda and choose discussion topics. As always, usually post on Consortium, which is a great tool built by community member Vlad for signaling votes and so forth and making proposals. I haven't yet put it up, and I don't know. I know Lisa was interested in putting up a topic, and I'm planning to do it. I put a bunch of topics on the Notion database. So if anybody wants to put up a topic real quick, then feel free to do that. You can hit create poll and it's free to do so. You can just go to consortium.vote and hit create poll and you can make a topic. The way we've been doing for the past couple months or so is this new kind of topics game that we introduced in our 62nd meeting and talked about it in our 59th meeting, where basically we have a Notion database. So that's what I'm planning to do. But if anybody wants to make a topic up for us on Consortium, then feel free, or you can let me know about the topics on the Eden Fractal topics database and Notion. I put up like 8 topics here, about the first one just being an overview of how we play this topics game, where you can find links that we talked about and questions that I've repeated. Like, feel free to let me know if there's anything you want to add here and so forth, and how we're developing this way for community agendas on the fly. And we also have some topics about the Eden Fractal MSIG update that we could discuss, the recent Upscale election, where Perry and Vlad and also Gabriel and many others were elected as chief delegates. And Jorge put out this really nice message. We also have an upcoming first Optimism Fractal meeting that we're planning to launch next week, and I'm very interested to share with you all, as well as a special Eden Town Hall meeting, the Optimism RetroPGF Round 3, Pomelo Season 7, Optimism Season 5 Opportunities, public goods pitch sessions that we could do, and a few other topics, some topics that Eric added to that we could dive deeper into from last week. So looking forward to getting to these, and we can vote on these afterwards. But first, being that we're already 19 minutes past the hour, we're going to go into the breakout rooms now. We're going to play some Eden plus Fractal, some respect game. And yeah, basically, I think everybody knows, or if you don't know, then people in your breakout room will share how it works with you. I also see Jorge put out a message to please support his Pomelo grant, and that would be really helpful to fund Jorge as well as other community members. We have a Pomelo grant a collection as well at pomelo.io/collection/Eden Fractal, and you could check out Jorge's grants in the Eden Fractal Telegram group in the live chat. And I encourage you, Jorge, if you want to share those again. And then also, if you'd like to present your grants too, that'd be awesome, Jorge, both during the breakout rooms and then also in the community room. That'd be wonderful as well. Jorge is doing wonderful work with stable assets and the Spanish-speaking fractal. And I encourage everybody to support his grant as well as many other community members' grants out there as well. All right. If anybody has any questions or comments or anything you'd like to share before we go into the breakout rooms, then please feel free to share. If not, I suppose I'll start up the rooms now. Thank you, Rosemary, for sharing the link to the Eden Fractal Pomelo collection. And I think we'll go to the top of the hour. That goes 40 minutes, and we'll have 5 people in each room. So I think that's good if we have 40 minutes or so. But yeah, if anybody has any thoughts or comments, then please feel free to share. If not, then I'm going to start the breakout rooms now and hope that everybody has an awesome time. Hey.
Hey, Dan. You mentioned Jorge giving an update on Upscale, and I saw it on your Notion page, but I haven't read that, and I'm curious to read it. And I'm on the Eden Fractal Topics page right now. What's the secret to finding that?
Well, I mean, for one thing, it's in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. If you wanted to see it there in the general chat, it's just the second most recent message there. And then if you want to find it from the Eden Fractal Topics page, just in the Upscale election, if you'd like, I can just share my screen and show you, but I think you could find it pretty easily. The third one, if you're on the EF71 view of the database, then you go and you click on Upscale election, hit open, and I had Jorge's message right at the top of there. I also meant to take some screenshots of all the delegates who won and stuff, but didn't get a chance to do that. So I figured Jorge's message was a great introduction there. Did you find it?
Not on the Notion page, but I'm going to look in Telegram right now. That should be in general. I'm seeing general and going to the bottom. And I can see Rosemary, and there is Jorge. Okay, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Yeah, and in the future, I'm guessing what might be the issue with where you can see it in the Eden Fractal Topics was maybe just the database view. You're still on EF70 or something like that. So it actually should still show up at EF70 because we talked about that meeting too. But if you'd like, I can guide you through how to find on Notion as well.
Okay, cool. Should I read this right now? Is this important to hear what Jorge is saying?
It's up to you. And Jorge, feel free, of course, to share your thoughts here if you want. It's from a few days ago.
At this point.
Yeah, it was something that I started to write a response to Jorge, and so I'll share it maybe later today. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I appreciate you helping to lead the community and share. And I heard that you had an issue technically, like with the upload bot or something like that. So sorry to hear that your room wasn't able to reach consensus, but I would have loved to see you elected as a Chief Delegate alongside Perry, and so I'll be rooting for you in future seasons. And then, yeah, I think you'll do an awesome job leading with that community as well as you have been with the Spanish-speaking Fractal and Eden Fractal and all the other great things you've been doing.
Does your explanation, Jorge, say what happened in that room?
This was sent before the room, I believe, so I don't think it does. From my understanding, I read what happened in Jorge's room just by reading through the just the private members chat, and I saw Jorge saying he had a technical issue and communicating with Luca about that.
Okay.
Okay, I have a surprise for you guys today. Look at this.
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, surprise.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Well, I can't wait. Go for it. It's your turn. Share.
I got a haircut. That's a surprise.
What's the surprise?
That's very cool.
Yeah. my
You
new
got a
daughter.
haircut, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
No, well, I'll tell you during my contributions how things evolve in the elections of in the Eden elections, currently called Upscale elections. It's not something that really affects this fractal at this moment. So if you guys, we can proceed with if you guys want, we can proceed with the contributions presentations.
Sure. Well, if you do want to share anything about your experience with Upscale, then we'd be happy to hear it. But otherwise, also happy to jump into contributions directly to Eden Fractal. So happy to go however you think is best, or if anybody's inspired to go in any direction. I'll ask if anybody wants to discuss something or share their contribution before me. That would be appreciated, because I'm working on getting my presentation ready while we're speaking here.
I think it's good if we highlight whatever we're doing in the communities we're in, because that's where we can make connections and possibly launch new fractals and spread governance methods and such. So I would suggest that we report on the good things we're doing in communities and governance everywhere.
Yep, I agree. That's a great point. And also Jorge's message, by the way, he was very much advocating for developing fractals and helping to fund fractals and so forth with his platform for Upscale. So I'd say that's quite relevant in that way as well. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Perry, if you're going to say something there.
Well, I was just affirming what Lisa said. Yes, absolutely. I think it seems like it's part of Eden Fractal to have those connections to the rest of the community. That's kind of how we're defining our niche, so to speak. We're not like an isolated island or planet. We are a group of astronauts traveling between planets and making that our lifestyle. That's what we're doing. Right, Darica? Okay. I'm happy to go.
Well said. What might be helpful too is just introducing Darica, and please also let us know if we're mispronouncing your name. I don't know if it's Darica or Darica. I think I heard it before, but I don't remember. But I'm not sure how familiar you are with what we're doing at Eden Fractal. So if you'd like, we can provide a little bit of an introduction and overview about what we're about to do here. But yeah, please let us know if you want to. I know you said hello before, but there was a little bit of audio issues. So if you want to say hi and just let us know if you're familiar with the process or you'd like us to give you a little introduction, that would be nice. And then also a little clarification on how to pronounce your name would be appreciated as well.
It's Darica Luis.
Okay.
Darica Luis.
Okay. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you, Darica. And
thank you.
You're welcome. It sounds like you have some background audio there too. So if you don't, if you're in too loud a place and you don't want to speak too much, that's okay. You can just listen as much as you like. But I'm also curious how much you're familiar with the Eden Fractal process. If you'd like, we can just provide just a very high level overview so you'll be aware of what we're doing.
Not aware much.
Okay, cool. I suppose I'll just provide a little overview. If Perry or Lisa or Jorge, you want to go ahead and take the lead on it, then feel free. But otherwise, maybe I'll just summarize briefly. What we do here in this breakout room is all of us went into breakout rooms, so half the people went into one room and half of us went into this room. At the top of the hour, we'll all reconvene in another breakout room, and then we'll all discuss different topics together, like I presented on the agenda before. But in this breakout room, we play the respect game. We also sometimes call it Eden plus Fractal. And basically what we do is we each take a few minutes, like 3 minutes, max of 5 minutes, to share what we're doing to help each other, to help the community, to help Eden Fractal. And then we each take turns on that, and then at the end we rank each other's contributions to say who helped the community most, basically. And then depending on the different ranks that people receive for this week, then people receive more or less respect points. So that's basically the general idea. So when it's your turn, first Perry can go and share what he's been up to, and then we'll see who goes next. And then when it's your turn, then if you'd like to just briefly introduce yourself and share what you've been doing with Alien Worlds or just in general, then that would be Very cool. And then we can figure out who gets respect from there. And then we vote using an app called Fractogram.
And you can't leave out I won't say the most important part, but it is an important part. We all get paid. It's not a lot, but we do get paid, right? Those respect points translate into EOS, which can be then, right? That's money.
Well, for the first year and a quarter, we did, but now I think that the donations from the sponsor, so Patrick was sponsoring it for a while, and I believe that they ran out like last week. So I don't think there's any EOS currently being paid right now.
I don't suppose
it's
we
possible.
could give out trillium, could we?
That's another possibility. Other people could sponsor
need a
with.
wax wallet.
All right. Well, take it easy, guys. We'll see you later.
Well, in addition to that, the payment I don't think was the main reason why people were here. It's also a great opportunity to collaborate and network and so forth.
It until like it was gone then. But thank you.
Nice to know you guys.
Well,
yeah, sure.
Although there were some weeks that, I mean, before the last one, there were some weeks that didn't have transfers.
Yeah, that's true, and that's one of the things that I'm updating in the MSIG update. We've had some technical issues with the Eden Fractal MSIG change, and so there's like 3 or 4 weeks that are on hold, basically, that I'm gonna send out right away when the MSIG is done. I was hoping that MSIG would be done over the past couple weeks. We could have technical issues, but basically I haven't made those MSIG proposals yet because
it's a good hackathon anyway.
Because I've been thinking that any day now the MSIGs are going to change, so I'll make those as soon as possible. Yeah, I let him in, and he's in room 1 right now.
Nice, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. We only have about
good. He's with Tadas. Perfect. There we
excellent.
go. Got that done.
Cool. Thank you so much, Lisa, for inviting everybody. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, it's unconference. What do you want?
Very cool. Yeah, Danish is awesome too. I've heard him speak a lot, and he's got a lot of great thoughts. I think I think it's probably best if maybe we get started because we only have about a half hour to reach consensus. So
yeah, I'm going to move the unconference conversation a half an hour later, obviously. So yeah.
Okay. So Perry, do you want to lead it or?
Sure.
Okay, sounds great.
Sure. Mine is relatively brief because I don't have a lot to share on my contributions, which are being developed, of course, in secret. My DNews Zone project. The next version is coming out. I'm working on it. It's awesome. I did discuss it in detail in the past Upscale election, and I believe that contributed strongly to why I got elected. And I will say this: it includes artificial intelligence. We could say that artificial intelligence is being infused throughout DNews. So when I do upload the video, you can watch that presentation. But I'll probably be here next week or the week after that, depending when I release it, to give you guys a more detailed view of that. To answer Darica, why we're here or why I'm here, Eden Fractal is unique in that it's a collection of people, really bright people, who are focused on decentralized autonomous organizations from all different. Everybody's got their fingers and their heads in different places, and we're all coming together here each week and sharing. And some of us are developing different things, and some of us are observing, and some of us are doing both. And if you consider where decentralized autonomous organizations are in the landscape of crypto and society and their role in the future of governance, this is one of the places where all that new stuff is happening. And our group and EOS in general, including or rather Antelope, EOS.io, including Haifa and Upscale, and this group and Alien Worlds, all of these groups, I would say we're near the forefront of a lot of what's happening. It's not as organized as it could be, but it's very rich and varied. So in that very rich and varied environment, good things are are going to come, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here sharing, and I'm also consuming information and comprehending what's going on. So, so my contribution that I can't talk about. Well, that's it. I can't talk about it. My DNews contribution. What I did, what I
You're
actually
just talking about it.
I've been talking about it. Yeah. Okay.
After talking about it, I can't talk about it. But,
Yeah. I can't really give the details of it. That's
but
why
it's got all the cool buzzwords in it, so it should be good.
I've got the buzzwords going, and that's it. Those are my 4 minutes. Okay. So in my left-hand corner, of course, as always, is Dan, but he needs the time. So in my right-hand corner is Jorge.
Okay, girls and boys. Thank you very much. Very honored to be here with Darica and the most beautiful Lisa, and of course the handsome Dan and Perry. Hey, Lisa! Okay, so this week I was pretty active, pretty much everywhere in these fractal democracy processes. For starters, I ended the last term from the Eden community, participating in pretty much all of the tech working groups meeting. There, we managed with Vlad to get some funding for his work with these apps that he's developing, the second version of the smart contract we're about to deploy. That was about 3 weeks ago, where he received 300 EOS. It's not much, but it's something. I last Saturday participated in the Eden election. I was in a group. I managed to get elected. Unfortunately, I was on the road, and I didn't have with me the password, the election password. I was on the road, and I was going to see my little daughter for the first time in like 3 years. So in the mid of the emotion, I didn't take into consideration to have the password with me. So I couldn't vote through the Genesis portal. I tried to do it via the upvote bot, which they have, but it didn't work. So as a consequence, my group didn't reach consensus, although I should be a chief delegate currently. I also participated in the Alien Worlds Fractal this Monday. I helped the guys there, Pascal and Vlad, to reach consensus. And finally, and very important to me, I'll share my screen. I have my Pomelo grants, 2 of them. This is the first one, and this is the other one. I'll share the links on the chat. The aim of this one is been for a long time to create a computer simulation of this fractal process, which has been changing. That makes it more difficult to actually create a simulation of a process that is developing. I'm trying to give it some time so that the process itself stabilizes, and then we can simulate this in a discrete type event simulation to see where it could go, or what the incentives or the players or everything, pretty much to have an anticipation of how this thing is going. Please donate whatever $100 or $1,000 you can donate. I'll be very, very, very appreciative of them, because having to pay lawyers recently in legal family matters, I'm in need of all the support possible that you guys can provide. The second grant is this one. It's a stable coin protocol that I designed several months ago. All these projects are on hold, basically because of lack of funding, and because I've had my brain occupied with other matters. But again, please, whatever donation you guys can do, it will be greatly appreciated. I'll put the links on the chat, both on this Zoom chat and on the Telegram chat. And having said that, I'll give the word to the most precious Lisa.
All righty. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And I'd be interested in the links if you have them. Okay, so it's been a busy week. I think the most significant thing I've done for Fractal recently has been advocating for building in agreements into the software that we build for governance and for fractals. I think it's really significant, like extremely significant, to get someone's permission, and equally as significant to educate them on what they're about to agree to in order to do something. I'd like to avoid replicating the earthly world where we have extensive agreements that we don't understand that bind us to things that create a disadvantage or an advantage. So I think when people come into Fractal, it would be nice if they would indicate if they want to be, a community member participating, and separately if they want to take on a technical role or a leadership role of types perhaps, but that those might be separate. So great. Yeah, I think it's very dangerous if someone holds up a piece of paper and says, this piece of paper or digital page says this, and because you did that thing over there, like join a Telegram group, that you are now legally bound to do what someone wrote on this paper. I actually think it might be the most dangerous thing I've encountered in our community. And we've taken it as it's no big deal. And I'm making a big deal out of it because I think it's the most dangerous thing I've encountered since I've started, right? I'm not talking about the SEC. I'm not talking about the US government. I'm talking about our peers putting us in that situation. And I've been articulating it as best I can along the way, and hopefully that will be dealt with. But if I'm in it was brought to my attention, I was in that situation with Fractalien Worlds because I hadn't read the details of the page that said if I joined the Telegram group, but they showed right here it says, so I had no choice. I had to leave that. So for all the things happening in the metaverse, I think that's pretty significant because I'm counting on the people around us to build better tools that keep us free. And I don't want to be governed by what someone types on a piece of paper if I do something else. And the peer pressure around that was pretty scary, pretty horrifying, actually. So that's the biggest thing I've been doing. Separate from that, we're hosting the Interplanetary Unconference, and we have a hackathon, which we are about to send the form out for people for the next week. And I encourage everyone to consider how their projects can be a part of the community built metaverse. And we'll share that around, and hopefully everyone will participate who wants to. And excited, we're having discussion sessions each day, and feel free to join in those as well. And we're documenting people's perspective on the metaverse, and playing games and communities and processes and all the things. So it's a lot of work, it feels like, but it's also fun and cathartic to get it documented. So when people say, how do you do this or that, we actually have something written down. So yeah, lots of other little things, but been grateful for all the people who have been sending in hackathon prizes to the Unconference Wax account. And we'll be setting up another account on other chains for those gifts as they come in, and appreciate all of the people who have been showing up for discussions and volunteering in different ways. And yeah, there you go. Who is next?
Thank you, Lisa. Well, I can go next, or
Yeah, go
Darica
ahead.
can go next. Either way works. Okay, Lisa told me to go next.
Ladies first.
Yes, would you like to go first, Darica? Or would you prefer if I go first?
Sure. And thank you again for the warm welcome. I'm mostly active on Alien Worlds Telegram group, helping and assisting players about the game. And as of now, I'm also helping Jem to create um, a crossword puzzle game for the Eyeke Council. And we are um, planning some games for the community as well. And that's all for me for now.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you, Darica, for sharing with us. And that sounds great. I'm looking forward to seeing more of your work in the Alien Worlds community and seeing that game you're building. And glad to hear that you're collaborating with Gems as well as with Lisa too. If there's anything else you'd like to share, of course, feel free. You're welcome to speak for another couple minutes if you want. But if you want to just keep it short, that's cool. And I look forward to hearing more from you in the future as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And so I'll go next. I see that Space Ranger Joe is joining back though. I think that Space Ranger Joe was in room 1 and then he lost connection or something, so I'm adding him back there. Okay. And so now I will go and share what I've been up to. Thanks everybody so much for all the wonderful things you're doing. Really great to hear. Really, really great to hear. I love it. And I'll share my screen to show what I've been up to. Okay, so here's what I've been doing to help the Eden Fractal community, help you all in the past week or so, and also a bit further. So this is just the Eden Fractal logo, a way to open up with a nice visual. The main thing I've been working on, I've been working a lot on Eden Fractal, as I always do, and with Eden creators, creating media and helping to promote the tools and so forth that we're building here. And the main thing that I've been focusing on now for the past couple months is expanding our fractal games and tools and processes and communities over to the Optimism community and the wider Ethereum community. So I've introduced this in previous meetings. I made a proposal to start Optimism Fractal, and I made this addendum with lots more information and stuff like that. I won't go over in too much, but I've worked on this quite a lot, and I've shared links that everybody can find in the Telegram chat or in previous meetings. We have lots of videos published for it. I'm starting to put together articles for Optimism Fractal and Eden Fractal. I've been coordinating closely with Tadas and Vlad and Rosemarie, and we're planning to host the first event next week, I believe on Tuesday at 15 UTC, I think is the plan. We still just kind of figure the time now, but I encourage everybody who can join, and I'm going to share more details about that afterwards. I think it's a really great opportunity for helping the world greatly with what we're doing with fractals and helping everybody in these communities. There's a lot of funding available for creating public goods there, and it's highly aligned. So I think this is a really great thing that we're doing here. I have a little overview in this article that I'm writing. It's going to be at edencreators.com/optimism fractal eventually, with just some links that I shared introducing optimism and a lot of the great things Optimism is doing for public goods, and the proposal and the articles that I've been working on writing and curating, as well as some of the art and the videos from previous meetings. Like in our 66 meeting, we discussed this in detail. We gave an introduction to Optimism Collective, and then our 68th meeting, we talked about Optimism Fractal a lot more specifically. So starting to curate this, although it's still in early stages, so it's just a Notion page right now, but I'll be adding more to this and releasing websites for Optimism Fractal in the next week or so, as well as like introductory materials. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is kind of behind the scenes right now, still not like public, but I'm aiming to share a lot of it this week. I don't know if I added much this week. I think I just brought it up briefly to show like as a little high level overview for some stuff that we did previously, but I think I already copied and pasted that, so never mind this window. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff here, but if you've already seen it, then it's pretty similar to the previous window. Another thing I've been doing too is I've been working on a new brand and a new brand, I suppose, called the Optimystics. I remember Perry was in my room last time, so I gave an introduction there to Optimistic. And I'm still working on this brand. Here's a little bit of art, and then I also put together a little bit of, I don't know where it went actually. I had a little draft website that I'm working to put together, but it's not too defined yet. I have a lot written, but I'll share much more updates about this next week. I'm planning to release the Optimistic brand this week, and this also, I'm working on a business plan where everybody can get funded via RetroPGF by participating and helping out Eden Fractal and Optimism Fractal. And also use this brand as a way to introduce ourselves to the Optimism community. So I'm really excited about this. This can both help promote the tools that we're building on EVM, build the tools that we're building on Antelope, and promote all the shows that we're doing at Eden Fractal and all the other fractals like Spanish speaking Fractal and so forth, and the great stuff that Perry's doing. A little bit like Eden Creators, but a bigger project, a bit more immersive. So I'll share more details about that soon. I'm really excited to share. I also put together these topics too that I'll share more in depth after we go into the break room. I believe I actually still have to put a consortium proposal, so we'll see if we do discuss these. But there's a lot of topics here. Like for one thing, I've been discussing a lot with Vlad about how to make these MSIG changes. I wrote this pretty detailed message to Vlad explaining the error that we're receiving with the MSIG when we try to execute it. We do have 4 out of 6 signatories, but we need one more, or we need to remake it to be able to authenticate via time delay. It's kind of like the issue. And I wrote a pretty detailed page explaining what the issue is and different solutions and stuff like that. Vlad's been trying to fix it, but there's still been errors going along. So I curated a lot of messages that I shared in the chats and stuff to try to troubleshoot this, as well as different stuff. So that's still work in progress. And then other things I curated. I've been learning more about optimism in general and trying to curate these to help convey the helpful knowledge to the Eden Fractal community and the world, everybody out here who's watching it. So I'm pretty close to 5 minutes or so. I also discussed with Vlad too about presenting the article, or rather presenting the new Fractal app. I'm working on making an article to share his Fractal app that he's been building with Matthias and Lenar. And so, yeah, I'm putting this together along with some information that Jorge had shared with Vlad and the proposal that they made to the former Eden EOS Chief Delegates from last season. And I'm just working on branding with some art and stuff like that. It's still pretty early stages, but I invited Vlad to join us when he shares more with the tools he's building, so we can help promote that and help promote those tools to a wider audience. And I've also been doing a lot of research into EVM tools that can help us, like 0x splits and HATS protocol and so forth. I can go into more detail once we have the tools that the DOS has been building on EVM. I suppose that's mostly it. In addition, I've also put out the Eden Creators Pomelo grant. I think that was last week. I'm not totally sure, but I curated a lot of stuff I've been doing last week as far as like producing the shows for each week and all these different things. And then I've also been learning a lot about ChatGPT this week, which is really powerful. And I watched quite a bit of the video that Space Ranger Joe did with Lisa at Lisa's Coffee Shop, and Eric organized to learn more about AI tools. And then I've also been learning about some music tools that I'm planning to share with Optimistics in the future. But yeah, the main thing that I'm working on is Optimism Fractal stuff and organizing to host the first event next week. As well as I'm planning to host a Eden Town Hall, like a special kind of version, special Eden Town Hall to help promote it and help announce it, and planning the strategy to promote it for the current Eden community and the new Optimism community. So thanks all for listening and watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And if anybody has any questions or comments for anybody, then now would be a good time to ask. I said we'd stop at the top of the hour, but there has been several new people, and I don't know if the other room will be done by the top of the hour, because now they have 6 people. So maybe we'll go an extra like 5 minutes. I could put a message out, but we should wrap it up and come to consensus pretty soon. I don't know if anybody started Fractalgram yet. I'm guessing probably not. If anybody did, please let us know. But if not, then I can start up a Fractalgram group right now. And then that'll take me a minute or 2 to set up. And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions or comments for anybody, then it'd be great to hear from you.
I've got a question for Lisa.
Okay.
Yes.
Lisa, could you tell us more about the problem that you encountered?
Yeah, sure.
I'm curious.
Briefly, I got a lot of respect tokens and respect granted, however you describe that, and that put me in a situation where I'm supposed to be on I automatically am on a multi-sig, and I'm supposed to do things that are documented on an article.
In a bylaw. in a bylaw, so to speak?
No. In a Medium post.
Oh, okay.
So, which I glanced at and did not read. I chat with people a lot of hours a day, and reading isn't usually at the top of my list. However, I did support the project from Eyeke, but in terms of being a player and coming in, right? I show up. It's like, oh, we have a new group. I join the Telegram group. I come to the calls. I say hi. I talk about what we're doing. We rank each other. I go away. And now there's a series of expectations put on me because I got a lot of respect. And nowhere have I agreed to carry out those responsibilities. And there's some thought that I would have fear about doing that because of where I live. And I don't have any fear about doing that because of where I live. That is not my issue. My issue is if I'm going to agree to something, if I'm going to do something, I want to agree to it ahead of time. I don't want someone to say, literally, someone showed up and said, there's this document. You guys aren't doing what's in this document. This is wrong. Someone should take this over and this should be done differently. And this, like all these things. And I'm like, okay, I got respect because I'm doing something in someplace else. Right. And, you know, so, and he says, well, just when you get in the session, tell everyone to put you lowest. And I said, I do that every week. No one ever listens to me. Right. So it's like, it doesn't matter which way I go. I'm now in a situation where, you know, there's a torch being held marching in front of my allegorical house, right? And that's really bad. I think that is just, I mean, we've had literal criminals around us, and I think that's worse because that sets a trend of people using social pressure for legal obligations. And it's not right. So I've said to Vlad, I said, look, for the current situation, let's do a session. I'll bring someone who's more technical that I know who can help me translate. You can educate me on what it is. We'll write it down. I'll agree to it. And then I'll do it. But I don't think we should have people agree to things unless they're educated about them. And I don't think we should make people do things unless they agree to them.
Wow, you're really you're hitting a strong note with me on that.
Oh, good. I think everyone feels that way, but we get lazy. I mean, no offense to anyone, but I think collectively we forget some of the things that are really important when we're running really hard to do the other things that are important.
Are you talking about the Alien Worlds Fractal?
Yes,
really?
That's where we have, but it's any fractal really. It's or anywhere. Like I didn't even think to look how much respect I had, let alone what the implications were. Like I kind of knew something was going, but like I always look at it like the technical people are taking care of the technical things, because why would you want me taking care of the technical things? Like if you want me to take care of the technical things, you're gonna have to explain a lot more to me. Right. And it's okay, but that's like I'm not sure I really can take that time either, right? Like, so in other words, I want to support the governance process. I want to participate in the community activity. I believe what we're doing is good and useful, and it's a great model for lots of things, as well as the actual building of the metaverse right now. You know, so I'm in support of what we're doing. I just want to make sure we don't create things wrong again. Not us again, I mean the world. And I think that's why we're here.
Okay.
I think everyone feels that way about something different, some specific topic, but let's vote, shall we?
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Lisa. And well, there's a lot to share here, but I do want to make sure we have enough time and we're not taking too long. I started up the Fractogram group.
Link. Yeah.
Yeah, I started up the Fractogram group, and so far we have everybody in. I see that Darica said that Darica does have Telegram. So would you mind clicking that link?
Every day.
Okay, sounds good. Would you mind clicking that link, Darica, right above where you responded? It says Fractogram link, and then there's a Telegram link there, and that's the Telegram group where we use this app called Fractogram, where we do the rankings and so forth. So if you could please join that, then we can get started. Okay, sounds great. Darica's here. So I'm going to just put out a message to everybody because we're at the top of the hour right now, but I said that maybe we'll go an extra 5 minutes or so, just to make sure everybody has time. And they have 6 people in the room and they have 2 new people too. So I imagine that they appreciate having a bit of extra time too. So, and if needed, we could go further, but let's try to be pretty quick if we can. And I will put up the polls now. So the way this works, Darica, is that I am creating a prompt. Do you have an EOS account, by the way, Darica? If so, please.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I just put up a prompt to please enter your EOS account as a reply to this message. So if you could please do that, then that'd be helpful, and then we'll know where to send the respect to.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jem and Darica
currently we will just send Eden, right? We won't send, for example, for today, we won't send any EOS because the funds are depleted already.
Yes, that's correct. I mean, there's always the possibility of some retroactive or something. But
respect is on chain, right? Is the sum on chain?
Yep, respect is all on chain, and the sum of respect is on chain. So it's possible people could do
it's really
retroactive disbursements and say, oh, they earn that much respect, so we're going to send this out. But currently, there's not EOS from the Eden Fractal account like there previously was.
And
how much did people get each day? Do you know?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How much EOS did people get each week when they showed up?
There was a total of 100 EOS each week that was distributed, and that depended on what proportion of that, what amount of EOS people got, depending on how many breakout rooms there were and what level people got. So, for example, if there were 2 breakout rooms and somebody got a level 6, then often they got something like 15, 20 EOS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now the votes.
In order to distribute trillium, we will have to move from EOS to WOX, correct?
No, I just need everyone's WAX address, and then Michael can drop it on him.
Yeah, so it wouldn't require like the whole community moving or anything like that, but we could just link up each person's WAX account. And I suppose in Fractogram we could do WAX. I don't know what the best way to do it logistically is. Or also it's cross-chain too, so we know GNOME who built that, so it's possible to also have that developed.
Or just whichever
whichever
rewards we have to give away that week, use that Fractalgram. I love that idea. Okay,
so so far we've had every vote but Darica. So
consensus.
Yeah, there's not much consensus yet. So right now everybody voted, but Darica did not vote. So Darica, if you'd like to vote
for yourself,
you can vote for yourself if you'd like, or you can vote for whoever you think has done the most recently from what they shared to help the community, to help Eden Fractal. Then would appreciate you can just pick it in the poll. Currently, there's 1 vote from Darica from Lisa. There's 1 vote from Jorge. There's 1 vote for Lisa from me, and 1 vote for me from Perry. So we don't have much consensus yet. And what we need to do is we need to reach 4 out of 5 consensus. And
with me, not for me.
What's up?
It looks with me, not for me.
Well, Lisa has the lead in votes. Jorge switched to Lisa. So currently Lisa has 2 votes. Darica, if you'd like to vote, if you'd like to abstain from voting because it's too confusing,
I encourage everyone to vote today for Lisa, because one of the most important things that we need right now is adoption. And Lisa brought 2 new people today, which is unprecedented.
She brought 3 new people, actually. She brought Darica, and also Danish Crypto and Starry Night, or Jem. So that's also one of the reasons why I voted for Lisa, in addition to her doing a wonderful job with the unconference and everything else. But yeah, I think that inviting new people is really important. So
good point, Jorge.
Yeah, they're new here, but they've been with us for 5 years, so we're with them every day. It's not that they're new. They're just new here.
Well, new to us, yeah. We appreciate it. And now it looks like Darica voted, everybody voted. So now Lisa has unanimous consensus. Thank you very much, Lisa.
So I say we vote for Jorge next because he pointed out Lisa first.
What happened to voting for the new people?
That's not a bad idea too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's up to each person, whoever they think.
I know, but Perry, you're delegate too. I mean, come on. And Dan does everything. Like, I mean, come on. How do we vote? How do we decide?
Yeah, this is very difficult to decide. I don't know what to do.
I mean, it's really very different. It's all different categories, all different.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot.
I don't think you can vote for me this time because, wait. Okay, good. Right. I'm not there. Good. Wow. Why did oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. I got that backwards. My fault.
Joining a new group isn't always easy. And so we should all encourage people joining new groups and feeling comfortable. So yeah, I think that's cool. Welcome, Darica.
Jorge, I see you're voting for yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, and I could vote either for Perry or for Dan.
But tell me why you're voting for yourself, because I tend to see that as a strong signal to switch to you.
His ex-wife?
Well, I think the highest concentration of time dedicated to the whole fractal process, participating in the Eden election and in the working groups in the Eden, the former Eden community, and also going to Alien Worlds, and by the way, I taking again my studies in development, and I've been studying pretty intensely C++. So yeah, I do consider myself a strong candidate for a second position. However, I'm totally against self-ranking. I did it because
Wait a minute. You have me till that though.
So if I
think it's a good signal. Like, if I ever vote for myself, I would take that as a very strong signal.
Yeah. So if I weren't allowed to vote for myself, I think I'll go for Dan. I'm not that inclined to give high spots in respect to newcomers. I think and I feel that high spots are really valuable spots that need to be earned. So I really appreciate Darica to be here, but I also believe that respect within this community has to be earned, not given away. Yeah, that's my position.
Okay, fine. You take all the fun out of it, Jorge.
I know. We should have a separate thing to welcome new people. Like, they should get it.
But I can give you a third spot.
I'll do a proposal for that. That would be a great proposal where new people get a thing too on top of it.
Well, new people do get respect every week. So everybody wins respect. Everybody is a winner too. So there could also be more in addition too, which might be a nice thing as well.
I meant lots.
Fractal Scrooge.
Well, I would also say everybody's getting a lot of respect now because like we're in the beginning of Eden Fractal, still 71 weeks in. I'd say like getting respect early is quite a big thing. But anyway, each person has their own thoughts. I see Jorge has consensus here now. I think actually it's 2 to 5. So yeah, I think so.
He does now.
Yeah, he has consensus now. So thank you, Jorge, and thank you for the thought leadership too. Congratulations. We're also 8 minutes past 12 hours, so I suppose we should go pretty quickly, but it's okay too. Okay, so I'll put out the next poll for level 4. And everybody can vote for Darica, Perry, or myself for level 4.
Oh gosh. That's hard.
Yeah.
I encourage the positive feedback for the new guests.
I know. But we're not going to win it.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I see. So Darica has 2 votes and I have 3 votes. I voted for
Well, we
Darica
could.
after following Perry's advice. I mean, I'm also doing a lot for Eden Fractal, of course, too.
I know.
And it would have been nice to
we
hear
just
more
did the
from.
whole ranking speech.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll switch to myself because I don't know. It'd be nice to hear more from Darica and also see Darica too.
You know, Dan, you don't get enough. You really don't. You end up getting lower on the list every time because someone does this thing and then they get it and then lower. Once in a while, we should give it to you.
I do get quite a bit. I have
You
I
actually
receive
do
lots
the
of
most.
respect, but
And gets the privilege of doing all the work.
yes,
See, that's
it's
also another thing. It's like someone who always does consistently the most, there should be a mechanism to reward them as well, I would think. Special awards.
okay. Well, lots of mechanisms we could discuss. I suppose in the interest of time, I'll switch to myself for now. But I also really appreciate Darica being here too. That deserves a lot of respect, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from Darica as well. But I think Jorge made good points too. We want to make sure that, like, I'm aware that Darica is doing a lot of great work for Alien Worlds, but I haven't heard that much of it beyond what was just there. So I would love to give Darica level 6 or level 5 or something like that next week if she wants to come back, or in future weeks and share more. I'm also not sure. I tried retracting my vote.
I think she is working on a big event.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that. And I don't know if that's related to the unconference. I'll put out the poll now for level 3.
Perry, what are we going to do?
Crush her. Crush her.
I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. You're delegate.
So
yeah. I think
we're all going to feel indebted to Darica.
Okay, I voted for Darica because I want to see Perry last.
Oh snap! It's getting hot in here.
And the reason being is that I love when a strong masculine presence has a last spot. It's one of the most inspiring things that that masculinity faces, like a really strong challenge. So I think a gift for a man is to bring it to last spot in order to provide for a lady. So that's my philosophy.
We're gonna remember that for when you're last.
Of course, I love Perry very much.
That didn't seem to come up in your case, but yeah, that's fine, Jorge.
I thought he was gonna say because there's so many people doing good things. If someone doing so much good is in last place, that's where I thought he was going with that.
So my thought was to vote for Darica because I mean we've discussed a lot of the pros and cons here, and I do want to make a quick decision. And I know Perry said he recommended a vote for Darica last time, and I know Perry, he's also gotten a lot of respect lately. I think he got level 5 and level 6 recently too. So I'd be very happy to vote for Perry, and he's doing. I'm stoked that he's a Chief Delegate in Upscale, but that was also my reason for voting for Darica there.
Darica, congratulations.
Congrats, woohoo. Okay, great. And now we have.
But Perry, in all fairness, if in your new project you need community managers, you might want to reach out to Darica and Jem.
Well, there's news about that as well.
Sounds great. And
they're the best in the industry. Yeah.
Let's get to that news in a little bit. But first, we have to come against with a delegate. So who would like to be a delegate? I've been elected a delegate the last 2 weeks, so I could, but I think it's probably better if somebody else is elected as a delegate. Jorge, Lisa, Perry, are you interested? Perry was elected as a delegate 4 weeks ago. And so he's in the last term there. He's in his last.
I pass on it this week.
Okay.
You don't want a double delegate?
I also can't commit. I don't know if I'll be available next week. Depends on how things evolve.
Okay. I'd be happy to do so if y'all want. And I would certainly do my best to help lead the community and make good decisions. But Lisa, if you'd like to be a delegate, then I'd be very happy to vote for you as well.
Did you expire?
No, I was elected in the past 2 weeks, so I've already got a pretty strong say in delegate. There hasn't been many proposals, so I don't know if it makes a big difference. But currently, I was elected in last week and 2 weeks ago.
Oh, so if you're elected for two different rooms, you have double the power.
Then you serve in 2 councils, yes, which could be double the power.
Oh, I like that. Cool. Yeah, why are you voting for me? I don't need to do it.
Well, Lisa, do you want to be a delegate? And
I'm not really, but
and
I'm
do you think
just
you'll be
I'm a
able to be
little
here?
busy right now. And next week is like day before it's the deadline of the hackathon, I think. So I'm kind of busy this week.
Okay. I just voted for myself in that case, and I see Lisa voted for me. So I encourage everybody to vote for me then, so we can reach consensus. And we have, so thank you
Yay,
everybody.
victory. I
Woohoo.
feel like we should add a party to the Telegram room, like some thing, something when we are done. Like it
Well,
should be built in.
you can add a GIF, so that's the one way we could do it right now.
I know, I'm looking.
Okay,
Derek, I
so
need a party
cool.
gift.
I'm also going to hit close breakout rooms because we're already quite over time, but we did start late too. I'll try to make sure we're more timely in the future. Thanks everybody so much for the wonderful conversations and all the great stuff. That's been really fun and awesome. There we go. Lisa is bringing out the dancing unicorns and all sorts of fun stuff.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. It's fun. We're having a good time.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we should have some automatic when the or maybe it's a cultural norm. We just put them in ourselves.
Yep, I think that's best, so we can be creative with it. All right, cool. I'm going to go back to the breakout room now, I think, because the other group might be there any second now.
Great.
Thanks all.
Hello.
Hey. Darica, I'd be curious to hear if you'd like to share any thoughts about how your first experience has been so far and how it was in the breakout room. If you'd like to share anything, then please feel free.
Oh, it's still us.
Yep, but here comes the second room, or the first room rather.
Here they come.
Hey.
You're back.
So, did you do it yet?
Did I do what?
I don't know. Did you talk to Danish?
Yeah.
Good. It takes a little effort to coordinate those things.
All right. I see Starry Night. Jem is putting up the confetti cannon. So welcome back, everybody, to the community room. Apologies if there was a bit of confusion there about how long we went. I know there was more people who joined, and there was 3 new people today. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had enough time to come to consensus, and our group got in lots of discussions. So in the future, try to be more timely in starting it earlier, closer to the top of the hour, 16 UTC, and then wrapping it up at 17 UTC. But I hope nobody minded. I hope everybody had time to come to consensus and had a great time. And we can jump into the topics now. If anyone wants to share any thoughts that are on the top of your mind, then feel free. I have some topics prepared on the agenda that I can screen share momentarily. Also, welcome Danish Crypto as well. I've heard you speak and been inspired by your thoughts many times on Alien Worlds Twitter Spaces and the Crown Deck calls and other ones. Got a thumbs up. So very cool. Thanks for joining. And huge thanks to Lisa as well, of course, for inviting Danish and Jem, Starry Night, and Darica. If any of you would like to share your thoughts, and thanks for the heart, Rosemary, before we get into the agenda topics about just how you feel about your first time being here at Eden Fractal or your experience in the breakout room, then would be happy or to hear from you, or if you'd like to give a little quick introduction to yourself. We are recording right now, so we're going to publish this on the Eden Creators YouTube channel, and people could see it. So yeah, if you'd like to, I know I've already asked Jem or Darica if they wanted to introduce themselves, and they shared a little bit already. So if anybody wants to, for the recording, share a little bit of their experience and their first time, or introduce themselves, then feel free to do so. We'd be happy to hear from you. Or you can just listen along and we can get into topics. But maybe I'll leave just a little bit of space open, some time open, if any newcomers want to speak out, or if anybody else has any other thoughts in your mind that you want to share. All right. It looks like we're quiet. But we'd love to hear from you soon.
Eric is in shock.
What's that? What's that, Perry?
She's in shock. Darica is in shock.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of new things here. So well, hopefully it's a good shock. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it and having a wonderful time. And Jem is laughing here.
Where's
What's
the
that, Lisa?
proposal go? Where does the proposal go? I'm lost.
The proposal is on consortium, on consortium.vote. I'll share the link to it's on consortium.vote in the Eden Fractal chat. So if you're aiming to make a proposal, then I just shared a link in the Zoom chat where you can find it and click there and then hit create poll on the right side.
Okay, I see it now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was on wax.
Okay. Are you in the process of making a proposal, Lisa?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if you'd like to share it out loud, then you could. We've been a bit informal. I actually didn't make a proposal on consortium for the first time this week, but I do have lots of topics on the Notion database that we can get into, and Eric also proposed a couple last week too, so we could add it directly to the Notion database too if we want. Eric?
I actually put one in the consortium for the first time too. But
Oh, did you?
Didn't put the TF number, and it won't let me edit it, or at least I haven't figured that out.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let me go find that. Yeah, so
I'm trying to log in.
okay. Sounds great. I see Eric's proposal. Okay, so I'll pull this up and perhaps I'll share the screen and then give a little overview of the proposal that Eric made, as well as the topics I had on the agenda that we could discuss. Eric's topic will be first because Eric is the only one so far who has formally followed the process of posting a proposal on consortium. So that takes precedence over all the topics that I put up there.
And on your spreadsheet too, and in Notion.
Oh, okay, very nice. Eric's put it all over the place. I encourage everybody to follow Eric's lead and make topic proposals. There we go.
What a star.
Thanks, Eric.
Those IPNs, they're just great.
Okay, very cool. So yeah, I'll provide a little introduction then to give everybody an overview of the topics on the agenda here. And Lisa, let us know if you're able to get that or when you're able to get that proposal made and log into consortium. And if you do have any issues, then you can just let us know in text or in audio as well. And we can take it from there.
Just sign the transaction right this second.
Okay, wonderful.
As you were talking, it was loading.
Okay, very cool. Well, I'll load that up too right now then.
Woo.
Woohoo.
Is it there?
Nice. We got lots of proposals this week. And Rosemary, I guess that's Rosemary bringing in the happy children. Cool. Did you say Danish something? Was Danish saying something?
Yeah,
oh, okay. Cool. Well, yes, huge pleasure to have Danish here doing great stuff. And Danish is clapping. Glad to see. I'm trying to search for Lisa right now in the proposal. Oh, I see a few seconds ago. Okay, great. Okay, so I will pull the topics now. We'll pull up the screen share rather. And we will get going. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so welcome back to the Agendas game. We're going to play Agendas where communities can make agendas together and propose topics. You can learn about this at edenfractal.com/welcome. We're working on organizing this welcome guide better, but you can see a high-level overview as well as some links to how we play this game. The overview basically is that we make polls on consortium. So a great developer and community leader here in Fractal named Vlad. He built a lot of Fractal tools and he's been building consortium for the past several years and makes it easy for anybody to vote on chain and make proposals and topic proposals and so forth. So this is what we use to make topic proposals here. If you go to consortium.vote, like I was saying before, and then you click on Eden Fractal up in the top left, then you can see all the votes. We're also working again as more organized with filters and stuff like that, but you could see lots of votes from previous weeks over here. And then the way I do it is I just search for like Lisa or search for Eric right now, because that's the way we can find them. And on this week, we have 2 and kind of 3 different proposals made. So one is, well, first off, I'll share Eric. So Eric made a topic proposal. Should Eden Fractal discuss Interplanetary Conference Governance events? I should say that again because I messed up. Should Eden Fractal discuss Interplanetary Conference Governance event? Interplanetary Unconference has many opportunities to promote fractal governance. I'm assuming that Eric made a little typo there, and that's just to say governance. So Interplanetary Unconference is cool. Has many opportunities to promote fractal governance. Sounds great. Currently there's no vote, so if anybody wants to vote for this, I think Eric by default would be the first discussion because he made the topic first and nobody's voted for it, but anybody could vote, so maybe I'll vote real quick, but actually that would probably take me to just vote on it. So maybe I'll just vote with one thing. Actually, I won't do it right now. I'll do it later, but we can figure out, because maybe people want to vote on Lisa's topic first instead. So, and whichever topic gets more votes will be the topic that we discuss first. Lisa put up a topic: should we vote for Dwayne and Lisa on Planet Eyeke? Thank you, Eric and Lisa, for both making the top proposals. I'll also provide a bit more clarity about both these two while I'm at it and screen sharing. So in past weeks, and we discussed this a little bit before we started recording, Gems had asked some questions about how Eden Fractal collaborates with Alien Worlds. So in the past, we had made two proposals about Planet Eyeke and Alien Worlds, which I'll do by searching for this, and I'll find some proposals that we made in week 54. Vlad made proposals: should Vlad and Red be custodians of Planet Eyeke and Alien Worlds, talking about Alien Worlds being a metaverse built by community of explorers. And both Vlad are supporters of fractally process and will help support the development in AW. And that had lots of approval, and currently Eden Fractal is recommending Vlad and Red from this proposal 4 months ago. So you can see there were 5 people who voted yes, with 6,000 Eden there. And then there was also a proposal 5 months ago: should Dwayne and Lisa, just like Lisa's making now, be custodians of Planet Eyeke and Alien Worlds. And this was also approved, and looks like unanimously, with 10 voters at the time. There's more details about this too if you go to edencreators.com/Alien Worlds Fractal. Here's a Fractal Alien Worlds AW logo that Dwayne had made from when Dwayne hosted the first season of AW Fractal back last year. And well, there's a whole big story here. There's lots of different things you can learn about with Alien Worlds Fractal and collaborations between Eden Fractal and Alien Worlds. Just for a little context to share with everybody, there's a table of contents here that you can see what is Alien Worlds and what is Alien Worlds Fractal, and also the history of Eden Fractal recommendations, as well as lots of videos about the history of Alien Worlds Fractal. So it's kind of mixed together in one article. And just as a high-level overview, lots of stuff you can learn about Alien Worlds Fractal, still being hosted by Pascal now, every Monday at 15 UTC, I believe. So everybody can join that event if they're interested in participating more with the Alien Worlds community and fractals. And then we have a section here about Eden Fractal recommendations. So we've been working with the creator of the Alien Worlds, Michael, in providing signals for Alien World leaders. So Eden Fractal has 3 different times had meetings where we discussed leaders on planets. Like I shared this proposal before about Dwayne and Lisa and Vlad and Red. And Michael worked with Gnome and Vlad to build a smart contract and an IBC tool that basically works where when Eden Fractal delegates make a proposal to vote for or to recommend candidates on one of the planets, like Planet Eyeke, then well, I act as a representative. There's some details about here where you can see this post where you can see more details about this, but then I act as an interim representative just to put it action on the blockchain to show what the Eden Fractal delegate shared, and then that goes directly to Michael's account, and then Michael votes with a pretty significant amount of his trillium stake to help support people, different candidates, based upon how Eden Fractal recommends. So you can read about this here, and you can watch the different videos where we have produced videos and created show notes for the 47th, 48th, and 54th meetings where we discuss this. There's lots of great stuff that you can explore if you want to learn more, but that should be a sufficient overview for anybody who might be confused about Lisa's proposal about recommending or supporting or voting for Dwayne and Lisa on Planet Eyeke. And then also regarding Eric's proposal too, we discussed this a few weeks ago in addition, and I'm interested to hear the news about it, but you could check out interplanetaryunconference.com. This is being organized by Lisa, and Eric is playing a big role in it, as well as many other Alien Worlds community leaders. There's been planning sessions for many months now, and now it is underway, and there's events many days. I've been to several of them, and they've been really exciting. I popped in yesterday and saw some great discussions where Danish Crypto was talking with Eric about stuff. I recommend people check out interplanetaryunconference.com. He's also doing a great job of curating this page and writing updates each day and each week to help people understand what's going on, even if they aren't able to join the meetings. And then there's also links where you can find the meetings, as well as links to great shows like Alien Edition, where there's some very fun hosts who are sharing stuff about Alien Worlds. Another thing that I'll share on this note too is edencreators.com/unconference, where I previously, and I'm working on updating this with the more recent things like this discussion, if we do have it, where I'm working on curating some great discussions that we've been having about the Interplanetary Unconference, such as the first planning session, I believe that was back in, I don't know, like June or something like that, or February actually. So this was really cool, and there's some more about Alien Worlds and Eden collaborations here. So just want to provide a little context there, and then I'll pass over to Eric and Lisa to lead these, I suppose. And then before I pass it on, then maybe I'll just briefly share what I had on the agenda too, and we'll see if we can get to the topics I proposed. But basically, yeah, normally I propose a topics game. I've been doing this for the past like 2 months or so, and I didn't get a chance to actually put this on chain on consortium right now. But if we do have enough time after Eric and Lisa's topics, then we can jump into my topics, and I have a bunch of exciting topics. Basically, there's a Notion database here where there's lots of interesting topics that I brought up, and I'm updating each week, and everybody can also add. So Eric, for example, added it there. And I'll show you that briefly, as well as the introduction to how this works. Well, first off, we had a thing called Tropics. We're now just calling it Topics to make it simpler, but we have some videos where we discuss how this game works. It's kind of like an add-on to the Agendas game. It's like a Agendas mini game where we have this Notion database. So you can learn more about how it works in the 62nd Eden Fractal meeting and the 59th Eden Fractal meeting. There's show notes for this and beautiful pictures and stuff that you can learn more. And I see simple breakdowns of how this game works. And basically, the way it works is we have, I guess, 10 different proposals or topic proposals here. I see Eric added, but I don't see his, so I might have messed something up. Feel free to let me know, Eric, if you added it, but it's not here. But the topics I added, just as a very high-level overview real quick, there's a section here just about this game and how you can learn more about this agenda topics overview and how it works in Notion. There's an update I could share about the Eden Fractal MSIG. Short story is that it's still working. We're having some technical issues, but working to get it figured out ASAP, and Vlad is helping. Also, an update about the Upscale election, Jorge's experience, and Vlad and Perry and everybody else who got elected there. Also, the first Optimism Fractal meeting. I definitely do want to get a chance to share this with everybody, but we're planning to host the first Optimism Fractal meeting, aiming for this Tuesday at 15 UTC, or next Tuesday rather, and also planning to host a special Eden Town Hall meeting at 14 UTC about the future of Eden and optimism, and invite everybody to join for this event. I'm going to share more details about this in the Eden Fractal chat once we confirm. And then I also have a couple updates about Optimism RetroPGF, lots of funds available for public goods creators, as well as Optimism Season 5 opportunities, as well as Pomelo Season 7, and the idea that we can promote our Pomelo, or rather just public goods work that we're doing. And I shared a bit of this last week, but there's an overview here, and we could potentially, if we have time this week or next week, do a pitch sessions, like a pitch game like we did in previous week. There's a couple Pomelo grants listed here that people shared, so I encourage everybody to support fellow community members and help fund fellow community members, like Jorge's been doing awesome work and shared a really nice story here. And then I also put up the Eden Creators Grant, and we have a Pomelo collection, and then there's also the Eden Fractal Pomelo pitch sessions, which we could potentially do again. And a brief update about this too, I will be sending out the rewards from these previous Pomelo or public goods pitch sessions that we had. If you recall, there were some technical issues last season, but I'll be sending it to the winners of these meetings that we had in meeting 56 and 55, public goods pitch sessions with signals, to everybody who participated there and had a Pomelo pitch. And then I also had some Ethereum grant opportunities and EVM coordination tools, and Eric had put up some topics about applying Fractal to the Eyeke planetary roadmap and fact conclusion recommendation framework. So these topics we can all get into, and sometimes we make a Slido poll so we can vote on these. But first, I think it's best, I don't know if anybody has voted yet for Lisa's topics or Eric's topic. So they both put it up pretty close together. So I suppose either one can go first, but maybe it makes sense for Eric to get the first say because he put the proposal in first. But anyway, I'll stop my screen share here. Hope that all made sense. If anybody's any questions, feel free to share. I see Rosemary also shared some links to the videos and Eden Fractal Telegram chat and YouTube channel and RCP and consortium links. So thanks so much, Rosemary, for sharing those resources. And I see Jorge raise his hand. So first I'll pass it on to Jorge, and then after that, pass it over to, I suppose, Eric or Lisa. Oh, and I see Tadas actually voted on consortium too. So I'll check out Tadas's vote while Jorge is going.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Perry for being elected Chief Delegate during last election of the Upscale community. It was a very, very well-deserved achievement for him. He was one of the very, very few members of the former Eden community that participated every week in almost every meeting, always trying to find the holes in the process, trying to get the better pretty much at the expense of his own personal emotional stability, because debates in these matters can be really heated when we have a decentralized community and everyone has different opinions. So my personal view is that Perry is one of the most valuable individuals here, because he's always and consistently has put what he thinks for the community best on the first place, above any other member and above himself many times. So congratulations, Perry, for my part, and I want to make this public that I appreciate you very much and I love you very much, and well, thank you for being here.
Jorge, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I honestly didn't think anybody was paying attention. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jorge. And I second that too. I've also been paying attention and listening to most of the calls going on Upscale as well as reading the chats. And so I've really been appreciating everything you've been sharing, Perry, as well as your updates here that you've been sharing with us, and being very kind, sharing all sorts of amazing stuff, as well as your work on DNews and joining the town hall and everything like that. So I'm very happy to see that you were elected as a Chief Delegate in Upscale, as well as shout out to Vlad too. Vlad has been with us since the beginning of Eden Fractal and doing incredible work building fractal tools, and he was elected as Chief Delegate, and also many of the great community members who have been at Eden Fractal too. So thank you, Jorge, for sharing that, and here, thanks, and congrats to Perry, and thank you.
I will say it is, he is right. There is a cost, a toll. It's not easy being in these very toxic meetings, because I've taken the position that even though some of my views may not be acceptable by many of those who hold power in the group, I'm expressing them anyway. And knowing,
like what?
Oh God.
I mean, if you can do a brief summary.
Like for example, yesterday, there was a discussion to unlock or loan or borrow against the remaining Genesis fund and fund their own projects. Like that. So yeah, if you can believe that. So that's what's going on in those meetings. It's disturbing.
Why would they be doing that?
I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. I registered on video the fact that I would not be supporting anything like that while I was in the meeting. I listened. So what I'm effectively doing is I'm there, I'm present, I'm listening, I'm recording, I'm acting on my part as what I would say is a member journalist, as well as a chief delegate. That's what I've been doing for months. Is even as a member, non-elected, able to participate in many of the meetings, not the chief delegate meetings, but all the other work group meetings. I've been witnessing it, and that's part of why. And then the other part is that I'm using the entire experience to help build products for DAOs, which are manifesting in DNews. And you'll see some of those new features in the next version of DNews. And so this experience, although it's not easy all the time, it's a bit toxic. It's not something that I generally stay away from toxic environments. I just don't engage with people who are toxic. That's kind of like been my life philosophy. I don't look for fights, so to speak. I avoid them. But in this case, I feel like it's worth the cost, because I'm actually building products and services that will allow DAOs to operate. So thank you so much. I appreciate, Jorge, for you recognizing that. And yeah, thanks, guys. That's all.
It's great, Perry.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Perry. Great speech too. And yeah, I'm stoked to see how you'll help lead the community in the coming season. I saw you publish the video from the first call, I think, in the chat. So I'm going to watch that soon. And yeah, I'm really excited. And all your work is very much appreciated, Perry. I suppose, thank you. I guess that's Rosemary making the fireworks again.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And also some claps too. Again, I don't know if we did that already. I suppose if there's anything else you want to add there, thank you, Rosemary. Feel free. We also should respect the process too that we have with voting on Consortium 2. And I know that I'm very glad that Jorge brought that up and we got the chance to hear from Perry and Jorge. So if anybody else has any thoughts about that, feel free to jump in with some quick thoughts. But otherwise, we'll go to the topics that Eric and Lisa brought up, and then I will make a couple updates here. So one, I saw DOS voted on Consortium, and so maybe I'll share my screen again briefly just so you can see what the new vote tallies are. And a detail I forgot to mention before that is probably helpful to know is that the Eden points that people are voting on here, you can see there was one person who voted with 458 Eden. These are earned by participating in the breakout rooms. So each person, when they participate, then they receive respect. It's called Eden. And then if you get a higher level, you get more. So basically anybody who's earned Eden can vote here to signal topics. So feel free to do so. And then the more you participate and so forth, then the higher weight that you have. Right now, Tadas voted yes for should the Eden Fractal discuss Interplanetary Unconference Governance event. So we can discuss that. And then also Tadas voted yes for should we vote for Dwayne and Lisa on Planet Eyeke. As a note, the Wax Consortium has some better features than the EOS Consortium, so we can't see who voted for this, but I know it's Tadas because he put his hand up. And then also if you go to the Consortium LV blocks.io account, then you can find it there. One other quick note I'll make, I see Tadas raise his hand. Oh, I don't know, Tadas, maybe it wasn't Tadas who voted for that. Maybe it was somebody else who voted the same way. Tadas, you want to jump in, or I might have assumed there.
I voted on only one of those polls, and someone else voted with exactly the same amount of tokens.
Oh, interesting. So they want to put us back in a situation where we don't have a clear consensus for either one. Yeah, I see Rosemary voted, and actually no, Lisa voted. So now we have 4 votes so Lisa voted yes and yes with 458, and it's a little bit confusing too, seeing which topic it was. So you have to do a little bit of figuring out. But poll key 5578 or 557288 is the one that Lisa made, and so we could see Lisa voted for yes for that one in Eric's poll. And so maybe I'll just refresh these because it is simpler to see it here. So thank you to Das for the clarification there, and thank you Lisa and Rosemary for voting as well to help us signal and choose the best topics. It seems like it might be taking a little while to load in this.
It says I voted in both.
Yes, it says you voted in both in blocks, but for some reason the consortium interface is taking a while to load because it still says just one person voted. So in the meantime, I'll also make a note too that for proposals, like to make 4 proposals, and I think this is one proposal, usually we prefix it with like TP71, which may be kind of confusing for new people working on refining our systems, but like we kind of have a difference between topics and proposals. And so normally topics are prefixed with T71 for 71st meeting, 71st meeting, or TP for proposal. And proposals, if we want to like formally pass a proposal and then update the votes for Dwayne and Lisa, then we would need to do that in the next like 18 minutes or so, because we have an hour to do that. So I don't know if we want to focus on that first. And then another note that I'll add about this too, that is like a pretty key part of information that I just became aware of yesterday, is that so as we discussed in the previous meeting, there was consensus to refresh the votes every week. And so I've been refreshing the votes just that from the last time that Eden Fractal recommended Vlad and Red back in the 54th meeting. But recently, just this past week, Vlad, I suppose he rescinded his application and his nomination as candidacy. So currently Eden Fractal is not recommending anybody, because I think the way the software worked is that once Vlad rescinded his vote and removed his candidacy, then the fact that we're voting for Vlad means that the transaction is just not going through. So I think it is helpful. Like it's a good collaboration between Eden Fractal and Alien Worlds, but currently there's no votes happening. So by voting yes for this, it's not taking the votes away from Vlad or Red. This is just to kind of restart it and to restart it with Dwayne and Lisa. So I just want to put that note out there that there's been a change in how it works. And as of last week, or as of a few days ago, the software is not, it still works, but Vlad removed his candidacy, and so right now Eden Fractal is not recommending anybody on chain. But if we are to pass this proposal today and the delegates want to vote to approve this, then after today's meeting, then we could be voting for, or we could be recommending Dwayne and Lisa and starting that again. I see Lisa shared the link in the chat, so I'd encourage all delegates. Maybe I'll pull up the delegate spreadsheet here, and my apologies, Lisa and Eric, because we've been speaking so long, and you put up the top proposal and you haven't even spoken yet. So maybe just real
that's
quick.
Okay, you did a good job, but unfortunately, I actually have to go to the unconference call, and I hope you all will join me when you're done. But I think you did a very sufficient job of explaining everything. So.
Okay, sounds great. Well, thank you, Lisa, so much.
I appreciate that, and thank you everyone for coming. And I hope I'm posting the Zoom and Planet Eyeke, but I see some people want to join, so I've got to head over. But hopefully, when you all are done, you'll hop over there and join our conversation.
Sounds good. And you can find more details about that at interplanetaryunconference.com and find the Zoom links there. I think Lisa also got a Telegram chat. Join Telegram at Interplanetary Unconference. So thanks so much, Lisa, and hope you have a great time. And yeah, huge thanks. I'll also, real quick before I stop sharing my screen, I'll just let people know if we do want to pass a proposal. I mean, of course, we could wait till next week or something like that because we're pretty low on time, only 16 minutes. But if we did, then the delegates who would vote to approve this, Perry is, so the way it works, we have a process called Eden plus Fractal that you can learn about at edencreators.com/Eden plus Fractal. And then there's also a page at edencreators.com/agendas if you wanted to learn more details I explained there. But this just explains how this works basically. And each week we elect a delegate in the breakout rooms, and that delegate forms a council, or those delegates form a council. They serve terms, I guess, for 4 weeks each, and then it works in kind of a fractal pattern. This was proposed by DeDas, and you can see an overview and lots of helpful details here. But if you see my screen share, then you can see how the people get elected, form councils, and there's 4 councils, and they're the people who approve proposals. So if we did want to approve these proposals, then in the 50th council, it's just Perry. In the 51st council, which is also alive right now, it's me and Tadas. In the 52nd, it's me and Rosemarie. And then I also got elected today too. A lot of people in my room couldn't make it today or couldn't make it. So I also volunteered to be it. So myself and Eric are the delegates for this week. So we would need to have 3 out of 4 of these councils agree to say yes or to say no to approve, well, to say yes in order to approve the proposal. So I don't know, I suppose, Eric, I'll pass on to you now because I appreciate your patience. If you want to lead it and get going with the topic that you discussed about the Interplanetary Unconference first, since I know that was a topic you proposed, and feel free. Or if you want to discuss Lisa's topic and see if we want to pass a proposal now, we can. Or I suppose if the delegates want to just make a quick say, because they both have, I don't know which one has more votes, maybe I'll refresh it. But maybe Eric, I know you've been patient, so maybe if you want to just share your thoughts here, would be happy.
Yeah, it's easy. So we're getting lots of feedback from lots of good events for the Interplanetary Unconference. We have a tour of the new 3D and 2D Center for Governance. We've got open mic night. We've got Fractalpalooza. We've got governance panel. We've got focus on the planetary roadmap. So there's a lot of things to do. And right now we've got a governance day, which is set for Wednesday, I think the 25th of October. But it occurs to me that people are busy, and a day is a long time for people to commit to these days. So my thought is to break it up and do an event for an hour. That's easier. And I thought, well, a lot of the center for gravity of people care about governance is here. So what if we did this for an hour after this event and did a governance event for an hour every week during the Interplanetary Unconference? So I'm just opening for, we don't need a proposal because I can do it. I just wonder what your thoughts are. Do you see it as a full day better, or do you see it as a breaking it up into chunks? And if so, doing it after this event. Thoughts? The mic's yours.
If anyone would like to speak out, then feel free to do so. I see Tadas raise his hand. Tadas?
Sorry, maybe I missed it. So what would we talk about in those events?
The events are open for whatever. For example, there'd be one we could do on governance tools for an hour. There'd be an open mic night for just fun, because it's the fun to learn and make decisions together. So, you know, fun events are a tour, you know, hanging out at the new 3D Center for Governance. Fun would be open mic night. Fun would be trivia night. Then when it comes to learning, there'd be things like Fractal Palooza, where the fractals get break it up and each person gets, you know, a few minutes to talk about what they've done, what they've learned, what their concerns are. Panel on governance, a panel for things like Eyeke for the planetary roadmap, or what models should be in governance on Eyeke. Those are just a sample of events, and what events those are is part of the Interplanetary Unconference planning process. So we can get feedback here and propose them here, but you know, that's just done there. The big thing I have to do is schedule. So really what I'm talking about is, this is a scheduling problem. Do you think it would go better if we just did governance day and I schedule it all on like it is now, starting the 25th, and have all these event, or do we break that into just an hour chunk? If we did an hour chunk, would a good time be right after this event? Because this is where a lot of people for governance already have. Maybe it's easier to move that into people's day. And it'd just be during the unconference, which is September or October, November.
Yeah, got it. So from my perspective, from my end, I can tell that I'm much more likely to attend if it's during this meeting. Like if it's not a one day with all of these meetings, but if it's after breakout rooms, as I understand here. Yeah, I think breaking up into separate days would be a good idea, and yeah, that time would work for me. I don't know about others.
Other thoughts? Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Das. Thank you, Eric. If anyone else has any other thoughts, then please feel free to share. I could say, so I'm interested. I mean, we could eventually do it like at least part of it in the after breakout rooms during agendas, like at least introduce it to people there and discuss it there. And then I think you said it might be like a much more like full and comprehensive event too. So partially, I was also getting a little distracted trying to figure out at least proposal two. So if it's possible to have it written down somewhere, then I'd appreciate that as well. So I could have a better understanding, like review it and think it over and stuff like that. Or I could just listen to this video again. But I think one thing we should also keep aware of is like different people's time zones. So we do have a lot of people from Eastern Europe here. So if we do it after this event, then that could be fairly late. And there also is the EOS Fireside Chat, which a lot of people in this community attend afterwards too. So I would just consider those two, people's time zones, and then the fact that sometimes people join the EOS community event, and there's lots of people who are interested in governance there too. So yeah, I suppose that's what I could share right now. But it sounds very exciting and very interesting. So I'm looking forward to
when is the EOS
event? The EOS Fireside Chat is every Wednesday at 19 UTC. Oftentimes the Eden Fractal event goes until right now it's 18 UTC, and often goes until 18:30 UTC. So a lot of times people leave here and then go there afterwards. And there's about 60 or 70 people who usually join that meeting. I know Perry joins most of the EOS Fireside Chats. I haven't been joining lately, but I usually listen to him later. And I know Jorge sometimes does. And I see Perry's unmuted now too. So Perry, if you want to join, share your thoughts. I see Perry raise his hand. Also, one other thing I'll throw up before Perry goes is that I voted yes for Lisa's proposal. I don't know if it's a proposal still. I don't know if maybe Tadashi could weigh in on if like Lisa. I think it's pretty clear. She's making a proposal, even though she didn't prefix it with TP. So she wrote just, should we vote for Dwayne and Lisa and Planet Eyeke? And I see Lisa voted yes, although she's not a delegate. And then Rosemary and I both voted yes as well. And so looking at the...
I would vote yes. I tried voting and it wouldn't let me. It's preparing requests and never let me out, but yeah.
Okay. So then we'd have we'd have two councils that would have voted yes for that already. So I think it's a good idea to vote yes, because like I said before, currently nobody's being voted for, and I'd rather Dwayne and Lisa being voted for, recommended, than nobody. And it's also nice to make a quick decision and help support Lisa. But basically, 2 councils, me, Rosemary, and Eric, have all voted yes. And then if Tadas or Perry also votes yes for that in the next 7 minutes, then we could come to consensus about that. Or if you have alternate views about that, or you think we should wait or think it over more or whatever else, then we'd be happy to hear your thoughts as well. I don't know if, Perry, that's what you're raising your hands for, but perhaps since we only have about 6 minutes left, I'm sorry to sidetrack it a bit because I'm interested to hear Perry's thoughts, what else you're going to raise your hand for. But if you'd like to share your thoughts with us or Perry about that beforehand.
Let me be clear. So the Fireside Chat starts at 1900 UTC, which is 12 Pacific. This kicks off at 9. So if I did 11 to 12 for governance events, that would work for most people.
So
or
right now
would be 18 to 19 UTC.
That would work for me. Yeah, and oftentimes we do go like over the 18 UTC here at Eden Fractal, like I said before. But we've also been thinking about doing it shorter too, because it tends to go on for a long time sometimes, so people get inspired. But for sure, as long as people aren't too tired out from being on Zoom calls, so that's another thing to consider too, that people are on sometimes for a couple hours. But I'd be able to attend then, and I think that would work well. And then a lot of people who are here right now could just go straight to the meeting that you're arranging, which would start in 5 minutes. So sounds good to me. I suppose I'll pass it on to Perry and Tadas now.
Open mic night. First event maybe next week.
Here we go.
Too soon. Rosemary, your voice ready and got your Zoom settings right?
Sorry, Perry, I just want to confirm that before the time runs out. So I just voted yes for Lisa's proposal. So I guess we have the proposal that is passed then, right? Because I voted, Eric said yes, you and Dan said yes.
Yep. If you could also confirm in audio, Rosemary, we'd appreciate it. And then curious to hear what Perry thinks as well.
Yes, I confirm.
I confirm too.
Same here. Okay, great. Well, congrats to Dwayne and Lisa. They've been doing wonderful work. There we go. In Planet Eyeke. So really cool. And congrats to delegates and community for coming to quick consensus. I see Danish is clapping too. So thanks all very much. And in future weeks too, if anybody thinks that it should be different people, then they can also make a proposal for that in future weeks too. So that can always change. And I see Danish is putting in hearts too. So thanks, Danish, a great community leader in Alien Worlds who's approving and sharing the love. Very much appreciated. And also from Starry Night too. Gotta love another great leader in Alien Worlds. We got a lot of great Alien Worlds community leaders invited by Lisa. So congratulations and thanks to Starry Night, Danish, and Lisa and Dwayne. Dwayne's been doing wonderful work. Huge shout out to Dwayne as well. Now I think I'll pass it on to Perry.
Thanks, Dan. I was going to comment on the vote that just passed. I don't really have a position on it because I just don't have my head in that space. So I just wanted to say that I would probably be abstaining, but I'm glad everybody came to consensus on that, despite that. And with regard to what Eric is suggesting, one of the most interesting experiences that I've ever had in this world of Zoom and governance and EOS and all of that is the original launch of the EOS chain, which happened in 2018, and there were literally hundreds of people on a Zoom call. It was the first Zoom call that I had ever participated in, and there were hundreds of people, all the block producers, and and we were all there, and people were launching this chain live, and I felt like I was part of NASA launching something to the moon, and it was a very interesting experience. Oh, I'm just hearing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right. Wow. Exactly. Wow. Okay. So that's very interesting, and I think it may be an opportunity. It sounds like Eric, is creating an opportunity for a bunch of different groups to come together. And if they came together, I think if they came together, I don't know what the frequency would be, once a month, once every 2 months, or whatever it is, but inviting all these groups at, let's say, the second hour of our group. So they actually just joined our group after we finished our consensus, or maybe a little after, I don't know. And it kind of everybody kind of came into the Eden Fractal room, or, you know, make it part of our, make it kind of bring everybody together in one spot isn't a bad thing. I think that's kind of cool. Bringing all the groups together. I think that's what you're doing, right, Eric? Is that you're just kind of inviting all the fractals together, or is it?
Yeah, Fractal Palooza. There's several events, but Fractal Palooza is we can invite Aquedac and Optimism Fractal and the Alien Worlds Fractal and the Eden Fractal and anybody else who's got one to come in and just give everybody equal time, and then time for discussion and questions. So however many fractals we got up, they can talk for, at least 5 minutes, maybe as long as 15 minutes about their fractal. They can talk about their hopes, their dreams, what's working, what's not working, and then we can just kind of have discussions, and then that's it. But it gives it for everybody to say, oh, what are fractals? What are they actually doing? And we can record it, and then that gives us an hour. That's why I'm doing it an hour. Because you don't want to make a video more than that, really. People won't watch it. So then I put those in the governance channel and in the Center for Governance, and there is a content that can be shared on fractal governance. But I also want to do one to launch GovMedia, so we'll pick an hour to launch the new DNews if it's ready, and we can set up a governance channel. That'll be one of the events, is governance media.
The reason why I think it's good to dovetail it with this group is that people have, I mean, I'm pressed for time myself. Everybody's pressed for time. I can't imagine, what Dan and Rosemarie's schedule looks like. It's just, they're involved in so many different meetings. It just seems crazy to me. Adding another one, just, and also trying to develop my own product. It's a lot. It seems like a lot. So kind of sacrificing half of our meeting here once in a while in exchange for getting more exposure and more members.
Well, and the big thing is, I'm not trying to do a meeting. I'm trying to do an event. And events are way different from meetings.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm trying to do events, focus on events over meetings. Meetings are one thing, but events are opportunities to have fun or to learn something, or
okay, but it's all time.
Yes,
that's my point. It's my time.
Exactly.
And everybody has
let's make people's time more valuable and have more impact. They're there to get something, learn something, have fun. Not that we don't do that during this, but because it's the same, it doesn't appear special to people. There's no sense of urgency. In other words, these events are going to happen once during the Interplanetary Unconference. That's it. You can't just go, oh, I'll tune in next week. So there's a sense of power of urgency in events.
Okay, yeah, that's my feedback. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Oh, was somebody saying something there?
Oh, we're celebrating. Lisa, Rosemary wants to celebrate.
Yeah, Rosemary wants to celebrate. I saw also Jorge was clapping, so I think Jorge was into celebrating too, maybe. I don't know, but thanks so much, Eric, for the great overview of the event, and Perry for the feedback and questions. And then, yeah, Rosemary's had her hands up for a while. I see Jorge saying let's do a yearly big event of fractal democracy and monthly, bi-monthly all fractals meetings. Very interesting. It sounds pretty similar to what Eric is thinking with Fractal Palooza, and it does sound nice. Oh, there we go. So yeah, curious to hear more thoughts about this. Also, we are at the top of the hour, so we can start to wrap it up pretty soon. And I do want to put out a notice about the first Optimism Fractal event that we're planning to host next week, as well as a special Eden Town Hall. As I mentioned, we're aiming to do that Tuesday, and I'll confirm more about that in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. So look out for that. But first, Rosemary's been very patiently having her hands up, and I think she's interested in celebrating, maybe sharing some thoughts. She said agrees with Perry. So Rosemary, what's on your mind?
That's it, basically. I agree with Perry, and we want more time to celebrate, and we haven't celebrated recently, so I think it's time, and I'm free on the 25th.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. How come you said the 25th? Is that when I thought Eric said, was Eric the guy doing it next week, or how come you said the 25th there?
Well, the governance day was originally scheduled for 25th. I'm proposing to just spread that out at hour chunks over the term of the Interplanetary Unconference, alternating between fun and interesting and problem solving. So it's not the same, and I think we lead with fun. So I'm proposing to lead with an open mic night as early as next week, because we know how to do those.
My only
Just an hour. Just an hour. Everything is just an hour. That's it.
I'll just say one thing. My preference is that you don't step on the fireside, because
that starts at noon. So that's an hour before. That's why it'd be done.
That the fireside.
What Dan told me. Dan said it's at
19 UTC, and Eric is planning on starting this at 18 UTC.
For 1 hour.
Yeah,
1 hour.
And also it is possible too, like Eric, if you do think it would work out better and have it. So I think I think Perry mentioned that we could like use some of this meeting to help promote other events and have celebrations and stuff like that, something along those lines. So if we wanted, we could have like say the second half of Agendas as the event you're promoting. I don't know if we want to keep it ambiguous though, but that's an option too. If we wanted to have it where it's during Agendas, we start at, rather than 18 UTC, start at 17:30 UTC or something like that. I suppose that's an option too, although there also might be lots of other stuff to talk about as well. But that's an option, or we could figure it out or play it by ear or something. Just kind of throwing it out there right now.
Let me know. 17:30 or 18. That 17:30 gives us a half-hour break before the town hall. So if we finish, if it runs a little over, it gives us a little. So.
Well, just to be clear though, it's not. It's a fireside chat. So the EOS Fireside Chat is Wednesday at 19 UTC. It's kind of like a town hall, but they call it a fireside chat. And then town hall, I'm planning to host it. So we're thinking about doing the first Optimism Fractal meeting on Tuesday. Still not confirmed, like I said. We're just kind of figuring it out, but we're thinking Tuesday at 15 UTC. And have that as an hour, 15 to 16, and then also host a special Eden Town Hall at 14 to 15 UTC. So I'll share more details about that. So maybe we'll have an action-packed week of events next week, and encourage everybody to follow along the chats and learn about it and join us. I think it'd be really exciting, both the events that Eric is planning and the Optimism stuff.
Next week is really kind of started, but next week is really the first kickoff of the Interplanetary Unconference. So it's good to create events to attract people. So you know, the 17:30 launch next Wednesday for open mic night. We up for it?
Works for me. That sounds good to me. I've got a thumbs up from Danish too. I suppose also we can make a proposal for that too, though, because with the Agendas process, it's not up to just me or any one of us to decide. So Eric, I'd say make up a proposal for that in consortium again, like you did this week, and then you can say at 17:30 we'll do that, and then depending on how people vote, then that'll give people time. If you want to put it up now or after today's meeting or whenever, so people have time to think about it, or if you want to put it up next week right before the meeting, you can. But I recommend if you have it in mind to put it up sooner so people can think about it. We have a thumbs up from Rosemary and thumbs up from Perry. So sounds good. And I also see Jorge said, okay, leaving to now. See you on Telegram. And Tada said he had to run. Thanks everyone for the meeting. Have a good day. One more thing too, while Jorge is still here, I wanted to help shout out his work that he's doing and encourage everybody to donate to Jorge's Pomelo grants. He has 2 of them that he shared in our breakout room, and he also shared one of them in the Eden Fractal Telegram group. I'm going to follow up with the Pomelo collection too, where everybody can support everybody else's work on Pomelo. Jorge especially, I encourage everybody to share his work, because he's been doing really great work. and shared a very heartfelt story as well. So thanks, Jorge, for everything you're doing. And please feel free to share more links in the chat to promote the Pomelo pitches, and I'll also try to share those as well. And then, yeah, we had some other topics on the agenda of that Notion database, but we've already been here for just about 3 hours, so I don't think there's anything that's super pressing. The main thing that I wanted to announce was the Optimism Fractal stuff, so I encourage everybody to join there and keep a lookout on the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. I see Danish Crypto is saying yes. Jorge has given a praying hand symbol, so thank you, Jorge, very much. Really appreciate it. And yeah, once again, I'd like to invite Danish or Darica or Jem, if you'd like to share any of your thoughts at the end of this Eden Fractal meeting, feel free. But in any case, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening, and hope you've had a great time, and hope you'll be inspired to join us again soon. We have these Eden Fractal meetings every Wednesday at 15:30 UTC, and you're very welcome to join. You can see, I see Starry Night and Danish joined the Eden Fractal Telegram group, so thanks for joining there. You can see Rosemary's most recent message, where you can find some of the links, like the RSVP link and the past videos and stuff like that. So encourage you to check those out, and feel free to reach out with any questions. Yeah, hope you had a great time. We'd be happy to hear from you. And if anybody else has any other thoughts, Perry or Rosemary, thanks so much for all that you do. I suppose we could start to wrap it up. Oh, I see Darica just joined the Telegram group too, so thank you for joining, Darica. And yeah, really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure meeting with all of you, and looking forward to collaborating more. Thank you for the heart. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Darica. Oh, and thumbs up from Danish, and Rosemary's giving us the nice sound effects and clapping from Danish. Thank you. And round of applause, heart from Starry Night. Thank you, heart from Danish. Thank you, everybody. Round of applause for Danish and Darica and Starry Night for being our amazing Alien Worlds community members, and joining us and sharing so much great stuff. Perry with the claps too. Glad to hear everybody's having fun. Thanks everybody for watching. For everybody out there watching on YouTube or whatever other video player, really appreciate you watching and spending your time with us. Does anybody have any thoughts, or should we wrap it up? There's a baby. Is that a baby, Rosemary? Is that a baby crying or something? Not crying, but like playing with a toy or something, or just like a cuddling. He's having fun, I guess. Okay, there we go. Starting to having fun with it too, giving that the smiling face. Should we wrap it up? Sometimes we put on hats at the end of the show. I see Perry unmuted too. And do you have any thoughts? You said yeah, Rosemary. Okay, cool.
I was just going to say, let's wrap it up, but I want to hear the child say, "Wow!" Where's the kid? Whose kid is that?
I don't know. That is something maybe only Rosemary knows. Wow! Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Heading into the metaverse. Danish is going with all the emojis now. Just look at the confetti and stuff. Now we're playing video games. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, sometimes it looks like we don't have much stuff to say. We're having fun here. So if anybody wants to share any other thoughts, Perry, thanks again. Congrats on your recent election. If anybody else wants to share anything else, then feel free. If not, we can wrap it up. We could do the hats or something else, or just say like 3, 2, 1. Thanks all. Go Eden Fractal, something like that, as Rosemary continues to shoot out fireworks. And indoors, I might add.
I think the world needs peace signs right now.
The world needs peace.
Yeah.
Peace and love to the world.
Going with peace.
Okay. Should we maybe go 3, 2, 1, peace and love or something?
There you go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Peace
and love.
Thanks everybody so much. Peace and love, and see you next week.
You guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.